welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's amethyxtnix, and this is part 2 of Sherlock Holmes chapter 1. I have been so excited to get back to this game, hence why I am recording this so soon after releasing part 1, which I hope that you've watched and hopefully enjoyed. Apologies again if I am quiet in some parts of the video, because as you know, I am really not used to recording videos or recording gameplay that is not Sims, and usually I tend to be very quiet when I do play these kinds of games. But I do hope that you come along for the ride while I play Sherlock Holmes chapter 1. So without further ado, let's click on continue. Okay, so we are exactly back where we left off in part 1. So let's quickly have a look at our casebook. So A Mother's Love, that's our story. And to be honest, we haven't even checked our room yet. Let's click on John's diary. Yep. A Mother's Love. Oh! My imaginary friend, John. John has been my friend since childhood. I cannot remember a time without him. He cannot accept that only I can see him. I never knew. The whole time we've been playing in part 1, although I did think that something was a bit odd, where because John would usually just be sitting on like people's beds and stuff. Anyways, I actually have no idea where we're going. Here's John.
Come on, Sherry. Why walk when we can ride?
A free ride for every hotel visitor. Just tell me where to go.
Is everything all right? If you don't feel up to it, I won't tell anyone.
It's just a goodbye, John. It won't be difficult. I've already come to terms with my mother's passing.
So you really don't remember?
To what do you refer?
Funeral. Sherlock, you were distraught. At first, I thought this visit would dredge up those feelings, but you've been remarkably level.
John, I think I was too young to understand. I couldn't fathom why she would leave me.
Perhaps that pain is best left forgotten.
On the contrary, it's why I'm visiting her grave. To remember her.
I thought you wanted to remember, Sherry. Concentrate, and I'm sure it will come back to you.
Okay. So apparently we got 2. Okay. John asked if I remember my mother's funeral. I don't, but I can try to recall something. We can pin this evidence. Okay. Ooh, Mycroft was
adamant that we leave for London immediately after the funeral. He never told me why, but I saw how unsettled he was by the long requiem. The service was sparsely attended. Though my parents were buried separately, the pastor said they're united in heaven. I didn't believe him even then.
Okay, so Mycroft and I had to leave for London just after the funeral, and only a few people attended the service and all were silent. Okay.
I wanted to see her one last time before the coffin was interred and say how I loved her. The chance never came. I feel rather faint.
You're fine, you're fine. It's over now. You remembered everything. It will get easier soon.
A pocket watch? It seems familiar, John. Why is it here?
Okay, Violet Holmes's grave.
Rest in peace, Violet Holmes. Goodbye, Mother. This watch was a gift. My mother's initials are engraved on it. The piece is in good condition. It must have been placed here only recently. A candle in a small puddle of wax. It cannot have been lit for more than half an hour.
Is this really how you want to spend this time?
This is my mother's pocket watch, John. Who put it here and why? Are you not in the slightest bit interested?
This is excessive, Sherlock. Can you not let the mystery be?
Okay, maybe we could ask the people here.
Do you know anything about this?
Your money doesn't impress me.
Oh,
Excuse me, just one question.
His Majesty came out of his palace. I know nothing.
You obviously haven't thought this all through. Or are you just annoying these people on purpose?
ooh, John's diary. If Sherlock keeps asking the same thing to every person we meet, I'll go mad. Doesn't he realize something is not working? I wonder if we need to go back to her grave. Oh, yes.
A man in fashionable shoes stood near the tomb. The size of the prints suggests he is approximately 5.5 feet tall.
You were about to tell me the make and model of tyre, but let me assure you, I do not care.
Well, it was going to be very impressive. Come on then, the trail continues ahead.
He mustn't be far away to leave it unattended.
It's stained with oil paint. A portable easel was kept there. The Hospitaller crypts. If memory serves, they're located at the far end of the cemetery around an old tree. I hope that inspiration strikes upon visiting these beautiful vaults. At the very least, you'll enjoy the view. Yours, Mercuria.
An artist working in a cemetery? Do you think he'd paint my portrait?
Okay.
Oh, it's that ridiculous artist from the hotel.
Be nice, Sherry.
Mr.
Make
Holmes,
friends.
did you come for another portrait? No, I jest. You gave quite the performance last night. The hotel was abuzz with your name. I must say I was rather absorbed in it all. The fallibility of men. Such scandal.
It was a welcome distraction.
Oh, my manners. I am Werner Vogel, art enthusiast and gallery proprietor.
Mr. Vogel, I was perhaps too curt when last we spoke.
Speak no more of it. Travel takes it out of any man, never mind when this is your destination. Once I learned who you were, the pieces fell into place. Your mother was well liked on Cardona in her time here. I was sorry to hear of her passing.
Okay. Did you visit my mother's tomb?
How did you come to possess my mother's pocket watch?
Oh my! It is quite something to witness those powers of deduction firsthand. Yes, I left you her timepiece. After her death, there was an estate sale. All of Cordona's elite picking of her remains. I couldn't let such a lovely thing go to those vultures. When I learned your name, I could no longer keep the watch in good conscience. It is yours by right, and I knew you'd find it here.
Thank you. I'd forgotten all about it, but the moment I saw it, I knew it was hers. Amazing what the young mind forgets and the older can recall. Rather odd, loitering in a cemetery.
I suspect you'll win, but I'm here for my art. There's beauty everywhere if you look, even in decay. A little darkness brings out the light. Now, a diligent observer might note that you too are loitering in a cemetery. What brings you here? Closure answers penance?
Closure, I suppose.
And what is closure? Mere proximity?
Understanding. Acceptance.
You didn't understand from afar. You had to come here to accept the truth of her death?
Of course I understand. She died of consumption, drowning in her own blood.
Your mother?
Yes, my mother.
I must have been misinformed. I'd heard otherwise.
Ooh.
Otherwise than consumption.
No, you'd know better than I. I'd heard talk of a police investigation, but Cordona is a notorious gossip. And what does it matter? She's passed on either way.
She has.
Well, I shall intrude no longer. I'll leave you to your closure. Do stop by the gallery if your travels permit. Farewell.
Are you all right, Sherry? Take as long as you need.
Whatever I need, it isn't here.
Okay.
We should explore Cordona. Perhaps there are archives that may shed further light.
Okay, so the archives at the City Hall Police Station and Cardona Chronicle may hold key information for your case. When investigating a piece of evidence, think about which location is the most appropriate to visit. Okay. Okay. Werner Vogel is the man that left my mother's watch on her grave. Vogel claimed it was his way to return what already belonged to me. He also mentioned that there was a police investigation into my mother's death. I doubt that's true, but if they did, there would be something about it in the police archives. 10 years ago, we were living somewhere in Grand Saray, which should help me narrow my search. Okay. So, if we go... Where is Cordona Police Station? Can we do compass mark? Excellent. Alright, let's head on over to the police station. I think there's nothing in here that would... yeah. So I guess we'd have to... alright. newsboy? Where?
Is this familiar to you?
Mr. Fancy Clothes won't find any answers here.
Seni görmek güzel. Yakında yağmur yağacak.
I think we're here. Excellent. Jones Police Station.
Stark do this, Stark do that. I'm not a clerk, damn it. How am I supposed to get those records now? Yes? What is it? Would you like to report a crime?
No, I wouldn't. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I want to use the police archives.
Wouldn't we all?
I'm serious.
So am I. Officer Logan locked himself inside and he's not letting anyone in.
What happened?
What happened exactly?
A tailoress from Scaladio's been robbed. Logan spent 2 whole days at the shop sketching the thief, and she still insists that it's all wrong. That shrew drove him up the wall, she did.
Why the
Why
archives?
the archives? Won't that stall everyone's work?
You bet it will. He's looking up all the thieves in Cordona over the past decade. Say one thing for Logan. He's persistent.
Can I help?
Would you mind if I talk to this tailoress? I could get you the sketch in no time.
Get off your high horse, mister. You think you're better than our sketch artist?
Actually, I'm quite certain I am. Let me prove it.
Well, I see no harm in it, as long as it gets Logan out of there. In fact, I need to look up some records too. Here's the address. Good luck.
Okay. The Master of Disguise. Alright, let's open our casebook. Okay. So, sketching a thief. The police need to get a sketch of the thief who robbed Mrs. Nini's atelier. The sketch artist was unable to capture the likeness of the culprit, but my disguise skills may prove more effective. The atelier is located at the intersection of Knights Road and Trinity Way in Scaladio. Okay. So then, can we pin this? And where is it? Cordona City Hall. Facebook. Located at the intersection of Knights Road and Trinity Way. Okay. Knights Road and Trinity Way. Knights Road. Okay, so the police need to get a sketch. There we go. Let's do a compass mark. And let's go. Is there anything else? I could... Okay. Oh, there it is. This is Nini's atelier. Excellent. Okay, let's talk to
I'm
Mrs.
pleased to
Nini.
meet you, Ma'am. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm here to sketch the thief for the police investigation.
Oh, another one. I hope you'll be more patient than the previous sketches, signore.
Let's do it differently.
I suggest we do it differently. You have a great many clothes here, haven't you?
Why, of course, but they're not for sale. I only do tailoring and mending.
No matter. I'll attempt to disguise myself as the thief, and you'll tell me if I get it right.
As you wish, Senor Holmes.
Please describe the
Can you
thief.
describe the thief for me?
He was all ugly and beat up looking. An utter rascal if ever I'd seen one. He gave me a nasty look from behind his glasses and then made himself scarce.
And that's it? Could you be more specific?
He was a total villain, I told you. How much more specific do you want me to be?
All right, never mind. Where can I find the clothes?
They're in my workshop at the back. Be careful, won't you?
Okay. The thief looked like an utter rascal. He was beaten up and was wearing glasses. Okay. So how am I supposed to... Ooh, what's this? Oh, you'll hit dead ends with your investigations if you don't dress appropriately. Luckily, Sherlock has a penchant for disguise, so visit his wardrobe menu to change his outfit. Okay.
What can I do for you, Sherlock? Oh, look at this old chap putting on airs like some Italian doge. Why don't you disguise yourself as him instead?
We have a job to do, John.
Oh, come on, at least do him first.
Okay, why don't we try and do... John suggested that I surprise Mrs. Ninny by impersonating the man in the painting before attempting to disguise myself as a thief. He is an old man with sideburns, wearing a white suit and a top hat. Wearing a white suit... a top hat, and sideburns.
What can I do for you, Sherlock?
Did I do it? Okay, let's see.
Something isn't right.
So maybe I didn't disguise myself properly then. Oh, an old man. Yes. Okay, let's try this again.
Uncle Giovanni? Oh, signore, you look exactly like my uncle. He's the grandson of the Doge of Venice, you know. I knew you reminded me of someone. You are as alike as two peas. Perhaps you have some royal blood in you too.
That is flattering, I suppose, but I sincerely doubt it, Mum.
Told you, he's a doge. Now that's a deduction.
He's not an actual doge.
If you say so, my lord, the doge.
So, excellent. So we did that. Behold his serenity, the Doge of Venice, Sherlock Holmes. He looks marvelous in the outfit. Okay, let's... So he's an utter rascal. Wears glasses. Beaten up and... maybe this one. Wearing glasses. Okay. Let's see.
He did wear glasses, but not like those. His were angular and evil-looking.
All right, I'll try another pair.
Okay. Oh, I can't change clothes here. Okay. Okay, let me get rid of this. That one.
Your face is too innocent now.
What do you mean, too innocent?
There was something evil about his face. Like a moustache. Yes, the kind that all villains twirl as they plot their evil plans.
I'd say that not all villains wear moustaches, but I get your point, Mom.
No, those clothes are wrong. He was dressed in a very fancy beige suit. Must have stolen it from someone. No doubt about it.
All right, I've got it.
The suit was beige and fancy. Okay. Maybe it's this.
He was wearing a hat. Didn't I tell you about the hat? It didn't go well with his suit. That man had no dress sense at all.
Well, what did it look like?
Oh, just a regular hat, you know, black.
Oh, Mrs. Nee.
Ah, it's you. I mean, it's him. It's him.
Excellent. Now I can make a sketch and take it to the police.
Yes, please do. That rascal is still on the loose. I hope they are better at catching than sketching.
Before I go, Mom, are you quite certain that you don't have any clothes to sell?
Well, I suppose you can take the police uniform. An officer forgot it here years ago, and I don't have any use for it. If you want to buy clothes, visit the outfitters. You can find them all over Codorna. I hear they even do free rentals now. Let me show you where the nearest one is.
Thank you very much.
Excellent. Okay, so we did that. So this is the portrait of the thief who robbed Mrs. Nini's atelier. Now we can take this back to Constable Stark. So, let's go. We can delete this now. Okay. Oops.
Hello again, officer. I've spoken to the tailoress and made a sketch.
No, really? And she didn't give you any trouble?
No trouble at all. She was quite tolerable.
Huh. Who would have thought? Hey, Logan, we've got the sketch. Come on out.
Can I use the archives now?
Well, they're generally not accessible to the public, but you really helped us out, so I'll just turn a blind eye.
I appreciate it, officer.
What did you say your name was? Holmes? Come and see me after you're done. I may have a proposition for you, Mr. Holmes.
Excellent. So we've completed that. Archives. Ooh. Select evidence and 3 search criteria. So we'll go for evidence and then documentation. Grand Surrey. And then subjects. Victims? Let's do a search. Oh, no information, unselected evidence. Okay. How about instruments of crime? Okay, what if it's violent crimes? So let's get rid of that and then go violent crimes. Okay, and what if it's documentation? Okay, all I found in the archive was an empty folder labeled thusly: Case of Violent Homes, April 9th, 1869, Stonewood Manor, Grand Surrey. There were no documents inside at all. It seems that there really was a police investigation, yet all the case files are missing. Okay.
John, I just recalled that we were living here on Cordona in a manor. And there was a policeman.
Really? What else do you remember? What happened to our mother?
The memory was vague, a mere flash. I have to find our house.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
I'm done with the archives for now. Can I help you with anything else?
As a matter of fact, you can. The thing is, our chief inspector has vanished, as if we weren't undermanned enough as it is.
Wait, what do you mean, vanished?
Gone missing on a case. Shady business, but that's besides the point. See that board? Pending cases are posted there for any available officers to investigate. I would take them myself, except that I've been told to work the reception desk, like some clerk. Yes, we're that short-handed.
I understand your predicament, but what does any of it have to do with me? I may be available, but I'm certainly not an officer.
Oh, don't worry about it. Consider yourself a temporary one-man independent police force. That's a bit of a mouthful. There's just one small, minor, basic formality. You'll need to complete our physical training course. Easy.
Well, I'm not one to balk at a spot of exercise. What must I do?
That's the spirit. Sergeant Ermy will show you the ropes. Follow me.
So, you're a newcomer. We must be desperate to ask untrained civilians for help.
You're lucky to have a well-trained civilian with a brand new auto pistol in his arsenal.
An automatic? A bit of a braggart, aren't you?
Are you trying to test me already?
That is why you're here, boy. I need to verify your skills before I can allow you to catch criminals. The first targets are in the next room. You know what to do with them. I'll join you in a while to see the results.
Okay, let's go.
Concentrate, Sherry. You need to hit every target to show the sergeant how we do it.
Hooray!
Proceed to the next room. Meanwhile, I'll fill out the paperwork.
Excellent.
Come on, Sherry. It's just like in childhood.
Press left control to toggle between standing and crouch. To roll, press space. It won't let me. Is that it?
Steady, Sherry. Steady. And go.
Is that it? Okay.
My favourite mannequins for attack. Let's strike them ninja style. Aim for where you might take advantage and don't forget the environment.
Okay, aiming slows time, highlighting enemy weak points and helpful nearby objects. Shooting this will open your foe up for arrest. When aiming at environmental objects, make sure your enemy is in proximity before you fire. So then...
I could do this all day.
Is that it?
Please don't, Sherry.
The snuff's
You don't
ready.
have that much time. Let's move on.
Okay, good.
Our enemies might be stronger than us, but we rely on our wits. Shoot off their armor.
Okay, so stronger enemies often wear armor for protection. Shoot off the armor pieces to reveal weak points. Helmets must be targeted last.
Uh-oh, Sherry. Not a nice shot. You could have killed the fella if he was alive.
Okay, is that it?
Hooray!
Oh,
All right, let's move on, Sherry. If you stand here and use your snuff box on them, you can definitely overcome them, Sherry. It's all calculated.
okay. So Sherlock can blow his snuff box at nearby enemies to disorient them. Just press X. This ability must recharge after each use, but every arrest you make speeds up the recharge.
Look at that helmet of his. You won't be able to get the powder past it. Uh-oh, Sherry. Not a
Helpful
nice
advice,
shot,
John.
Sherry.
I would never
Not
have
a nice
guessed.
shot.
Good
You could
job,
have
new
killed the
boy.
fella if he was
Well,
alive.
I'm almost finished with the paperwork. Let's talk about your results. Well, I must say your results aren't as bad as I feared. Perhaps you're not completely hopeless, but true combat is quite different from shooting stationary targets.
I'll handle it just as easily.
Well, that's what we're going to find out. Now, we'll test you against our men. Your task is to detain them, not to kill them. So don't go shooting anyone in the eye. That goes for in the field as well. Even though you'll be working with the police department, that doesn't mean you have a license to kill. Here, take these. They are blank rounds. So, are you ready?
Always ready.
Then let's get cracking.
Worried.
Not at all. I can hit them all with one shot.
Good luck, Sherry, and remember, the surroundings are your playground.
Okay, so murder is cruel and excessive. Try to arrest the enemy instead. Disorient your opponent, getting close, and then press to arrest them. Follow the cues promptly to immobilize your foe. Okay, I'm a bit nervous.
I'm coming.
Don't work this way.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming.
Oh no.
I'm coming for you.
Overcome him. Don't rush.
I'm coming.
Won't work this way.
Oh,
I'm coming for you.
Excuse me.
hey. Oh wow. Oh my gosh.
I couldn't miss the party. I'm coming.
Ah,
I'm coming for you.
oh no. Ah,
I couldn't miss the
I'm always
party.
pressing the wrong one.
Won't work this way.
I'm coming.
Weaken him first.
I'm coming for you. I couldn't miss the party.
Give him the pepper snuff.
Yes.
Too simple.
I'm coming.
Oh.
Don't bother moving. You've lost.
Time to knock this guy out. The snuff.
Oh, don't cry, you'll...
Give him the pepper snuff.
Whew.
That's enough. You've proved yourself.
Oh my goodness.
Congratulations on the arrests. I can't believe you did so well with the close combat.
I did tell you that I'm well trained.
Well, do the same on the street, and you'll be well rewarded for every arrest you make. Here is your certificate. You are now an authorized crime scene consultant. Well, it's now your duty to make this city a safer place. Cordona won't ever forget it, but at the same time, it will never remember. I'll tell Stark all the necessary details about your successful certification. Congratulations.
Now you're a certified crime scene consultant. Congratulations.
Thank you, my friend. Now, shall we head for Stonewood Manor?
Don't know. You have the whole island to investigate. It's all up to you.
Okay, John's diary. Another victory on the board, and all our foes live to lick their wounds. I'm so proud of Sherry. No one can stand against us. Casebook. So shattered memory. I just had a flash of memory. A policeman in front of our manor, but what he was doing there. Stonewood Manor must be located in Grand Surrey. I also had a glimpse of a bridge and a church on a hill. The manor must be somewhere nearby. And then the Mine Palace. Missing records. Okay. Let's have a look at this. A bandit lair has been marked on your map. Press details to open the how to play screen. Ooh. So there's one bandit lair hidden in each district. Lairs usually feature more enemies and harder combinations than there are in the story. Surviving the lair rewards you with money depending on your combat performance. The challenges are to complicate combat. They can affect health replenishment, remove convenient objects. Unlock and activate as many challenges as you can handle to earn 1 of 5 ranks. Each successive rank grants a bigger coin reward multiplier. You cannot skip the combat inside bandit lairs, but you can choose to not engage with them at all. Okay. The Coolie Shangles. Ooh. Is that it? Okay, let's have a look at our casebook. So we've got the Coolie Shangles. Alright, let's do the shattered memory. Okay, so let's check our map. So it's in Grand Surrey. And a glimpse of a bridge and a church on a hill. A church on a hill. Maybe if we go here. Ooh, Basilica of St. Francis. This is a church on a hill. We're here.
Hey, Sherry. There's post here. And it seems as if the letter was delivered recently.
Sherlock, I hope this letter does not reach you, for it would mean you have committed to your absurd flight of fancy. The past is the past. To expend any more time and energy retreating 1 steps is, at best, childish indulgence, and at worst, pathological weakness. Consumption is an ugly end, and you are better off for not witnessing it, despite all your protestations. One presumes by now you have visited our mother's final resting place. I trust this has satisfied your impetuous impulses and frees you to return to London at once. It is time to turn your back on what was and help to shape what could be. The nation needs you.
After reading that, I am even less eager to return home than before. Let's investigate our manor.
That's the Mycroft I know.
There she is. Our old manor. It's smaller than I remember.
You were a couple of feet shorter back then, Sherry. Or maybe it's bigger on the inside.
Look at the ash all over the door. I don't recall hearing of a fire.
We don't have to stay here. You can afford another night or two at the hotel.
It's stuck.
Oh well, let's just head back. They probably haven't even stripped our room yet.
Come on. Must be locked.
Move aside. Let me have a go. Seems fine to me, Sherry. This barrier, perhaps it's mental, not physical.
Or perhaps the rest of us are simply constrained by reality, John. I wonder if there's a key secreted somewhere in the garden.
Take a look around, Sherlock. I'm sure you'll discover something.
Okay. Let's have a look at this.
Why does this barn give me such an unpleasant feeling?
Oh, I know. It's because Mycroft used an axe to shoo you out of here. It scarred you for life, but I enjoyed it.
Well,
I did not expect these to still be here. It was enjoyable to practice using real handcuffs to make an arrest.
Hey, that's Wooden Joe. He was always the best at playing criminals.
And this must be the reason our suspect was apprehended. Wood and glass, oh, very precious. An irreplaceable tool for catching a thief. Funny, Wooden Joe reminds me of the trouble we once got in with the police. Do you remember, John?
Somewhat. Maybe we can recall more details.
oh, there it is. Oh,
The policeman brought us both home, John. That's why he was here.
I'm pretty sure he brought something else with him too. Do you remember what it was?
metallic,
I
shiny.
bet it was our reward.
No, we were not so lucky. It was a set of lockpicks that we had used to sneak into someone's house. That's why we were arrested.
Did someone come out to investigate all the commotion?
It was Mycroft. He smoothed things over and convinced the policeman not to press charges. The officer left and never returned. But we had to endure a serious talking to from my brother. Mycroft wasn't happy about the fact that we were arrested. It felt like he lectured us for hours.
Did we give him something afterwards, Sherry?
Oh, yes. Yes, now I remember. It was a letter. That's why we snuck into the house. Mycroft asked us to. He wasn't angry we stole, but that we got caught.
Oh, that's right. It must have been only a couple of months after we moved to Cordona. Ugh, the good old days. Whoa.
How very odd. It appears that memory stood between me and the manor. It's as if my mind palace had seeped into the real world. This deserves further investigation. Perhaps there's more to discover inside.
As long as there is a comfortable place to put my feet up, I'll be happy. Maybe a chaise longue.
Aha! In we go.
Okay, let's have a look.
Home sweet home.
Auction notification. You've been instructed that a public auction will take place on 20th July at Stonewood Manor. All lots have been selected from the finest pieces of property owned by the Holmes family and have been evaluated by experts. Their authenticity is confirmed.
And I was wondering why it's so empty in here.
There may be a small chance that some of our property could be found among local traders' wares. It is worth a look, wouldn't you say?
Okay, find furniture traders across the island to acquire items via manor. Their stock updates frequently, so keep an eye on the map for notifications of new deliveries.
One of the first things I saw when entering this house as a child. It's like déjà vu.
Home sweet home, Sherry.
Mycroft's umbrella, the only outgoing thing in his wardrobe. Hey, this is the luggage we brought from London, isn't it?
Another memory incoming, Sherry.
Strange. I struggle to recall anything about the day we moved in. The only detail I'm sure of is that it was raining early that morning. Our mother brought a slew of belongings with her. She refused to leave a single thing in London. Mycroft had to spend the whole day dealing with it. There was always a hat on our stand, but I'm sure it did not belong to Mycroft. This trip was a challenge for our mother. I tried to help her.
Do you feel it? Is it the air shimmering, or is it my imagination?
Oh.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Your neighbors will be told that Mrs. Holmes is suffering from tuberculosis. It is common to move closer to the sea in such cases.
Thank you, Dr. Richter. No, Sherlock, step away from her. Upstairs. Go to your room.
Lean on me, Mother. Take your time.
Actually, I never heard her coughing. I remember now.
Okay, so arriving at Cordona. We arrived in the early morning of a rainy day. Sherry's mother was weak and unsteady, so he tried to help her. Mycroft was very serious while dealing with luggage. When he saw Sherlock trying to help his mother up, he commanded him to go upstairs to our room. The last person to arrive was the doctor, Otto Richter, who said that the neighbors will believe that Violet has tuberculosis. Sherry just realized that he never heard her coughing.
Oh, I feel dizzy. It's stuffy in here, isn't it?
John, are you all right?
I'll be okay in a minute. How about we find our room in the meantime?
Okay, let's have a look. Lion Palace. So Mycroft lied. Mycroft hid the truth about the death of our mother and lied when he told me that she died of tuberculosis. Ooh.
I remember how angry Mycroft was about these marks. He called it a frivolous, childish endeavor. Look at this. It's like traveling 10 years into the past with a single step. Oddly satisfying. Need to repeat this one day, but with bullets. I'll never forget how challenging it was to obtain this simple sketch. Oh, these must be the notes of my earliest observations. We wanted to locate a particular dog we'd spotted, and we met it, didn't we? The first chemical laboratory I ever made. I almost miss its elegant simplicity.
Okay.
Interesting. What's that over there? This doorknob has a cross-shaped end. Too intricate to be merely a handle.
You know what? That definitely looks like a key. Let's poke around and see if we can find any secrets.
How interesting. Okay.
The only fiction book on my table. I can still hear my mother reading it to me. So many pleasant evenings were spent here with the Encyclopedia Americana. A magnificent tool made for a spurious purpose, staring into the sky. I've definitely found a better use for it.
You mean for spying on people? Coal dust from Miner's End, sandy dirt from the old city. We scoured the island top to bottom for these soil samples.
Another one. There must be something important behind it. I can feel it.
Okay. So John remembered that we had a hidden treasure somewhere in our room. And a dusty wooden handle with an intricate cross-shaped end that looks like a key. Alright, let's have a look. And yes, maybe I will go upstairs then. Oh. Mrs. Fallon Holmes, widow of Sigur Morland Holmes, died unexpectedly in her home yesterday, April 9th, 1869. She is survived by her two sons, aged 20 and 10, though it isn't clear if they will remain in Stonewood Manor. Mrs. Holmes purchased the property only a year ago. Despite her feeble constitution of body so ravaged by consumption, Mrs. Holmes was quickly welcomed into Gordona's elite. In her high vocation, she had, in addition to the deep intuitions of a gifted woman, the strength of a man, the conscientiousness of a saint, and the wit of a satirist. A specialist in ancient objects, she became the authority on authenticity. Police conducted an investigation upon arrival at the manor, but have not released further details. The cause of her death is unknown.
Something did happen that day, but no one can tell us the details. How can that be?
Agreed. It's rather suspicious.
I think our family portrait used to hang here.
Okay, let's go back to our room. And... ooh.
Oh, it reminds me of our neighbour. He had the same balloon in his yard, only bigger. Do you remember?
Yes. We visited him several times while living here. Cannot believe all my toys are still here.
Hey, they were not just yours, they were half mine too.
An artifact from Palau carved out of bone and claimed to be 300 years old. My mother proved it was a fake. My very favorite plaything. It was the perfect pirate treasure.
Okay, my palace. Okay, we had a neighbor on the island that was friends with my family. Oh. While there are no records about my mother's death, we had a family friend on Cordona. He may know something. So, an eccentric man named Theodore Gilden. He was missing the little finger in his right hand, and if he still lives here, he may be able to shed some light on her passing. He used to live in one of the neighboring houses near the Greek bridge, and he had a gas balloon in his yard.
Wasn't that neighbour missing a finger?
That does sound vaguely familiar. Wasn't his name, Theodore? Theodore Gilden, perhaps?
It's the perfect time to investigate.
Okay, is there anything else? Oh.
Look at this, John. Remember how desperately I wanted to learn the violin? I never had a proper opportunity.
Such a shame. I always hated the rule about being silent in this place. This time I was first to pick beds. This one's mine now.
This one.
Perfect match.
Excellent. What's this?
My small archive of crime clippings. Maybe I should pick up this habit again. Made of cherry wood. Father's favorite. Still has a faint odor of tobacco. One of the few things on this island that smell like home.
Okay. A small, straight smoking pipe made of cherry wood that belonged to Sherry's late father, Sigurd Holmes. We had hid it from Violet, as she didn't know we stole it from his cabinet in London. The wood is old, its surface is worn from frequent use, but it has been well maintained. A faint scent of tobacco lingers. Sherlock has taken his father's pipe with him. I sense it carries considerable sentimental value.
I knew you'd find it in no time.
Excellent. Alright, so then they live near the Greek bridge. So let's have a look. And they've got a gas air balloon in the yard. Alright. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's head on over to that one.
That wretch Goliath would murder us all. Mark my words.
A gilded cage. So everyone, I'm going to end the video here. I do apologize if it's a tad bit slower than what part 1 was. I guess in part 1 we were actually solving a case, whereas here in this video we're kind of delving more into Sherlock's past and just helping him try to remember what happened when his mom died. So I still do hope that you would join me along as I play this game, and hopefully you're still looking forward to the next part, and I hope as well that it will be a bit more fast-paced and a bit more exciting than maybe part 2. So yeah, and if you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you all into the next episode. See ya!